Hello everybody, I am Ann Robinson. Welcome to my channel where it is awesome to be Ann and it is awesome to be you. And I am coming to you today. Yes, this is going to be a shooting the breeze moment with Ann. We're just going to chit chat. We're just going to shoot the breeze. Now, usually, a breeze is something that is light. Just kind of putting it out there. And I am basically putting something before you today. And it's going to be more like a wind, more like a tsunami than it is going to be like a light breeze. But hey, I'm Ann and I'm bringing at you the way that Ann does. So I was looking at a video this morning and I want to give a shout out first and foremost to the Radical HomeGoddess. And I actually was introduced to the Radical HomeGoddess by Poetic Old Soul. And she just introduced a few people that she had been watching, and yeah, I went right over, I subscribed, and I am very, very happy that I did. And one of the things that the Radical HomeGoddess talks about on her channel, which is her passion, because she has a passion for getting knowledge out to people, is about Fukushima. Okay, so yes, let's talk about Fukushima. All right, let's talk about how there's a lot of topics that no one wants to talk about. In fact, there's not a lot of people on YouTube or people in general. When we come to YouTube or we turn on our TV set, we basically don't want to come and look at the hard stuff. We don't want to come and look at anything that overwhelms our mentality, because most times we are feeling a bit overwhelmed with our own lives, and we just rather not have to deal with something that supposedly is happening over there and not over here where we are. That doesn't relate to me. That only relates over there. I'm sorry that happened to them, but I'm over here, and I'm thankful that it didn't happen over here. But the things that happen in other places sometimes do and affect us in some type of way. And even if it doesn't, it just wants to make you aware that we are human and that things are subject to change, and anything can happen at any time, at any moment, and it can have life-changing results. So I am here to say, this may be a somewhat hard topic, because sometimes we have to be made to think. Sometimes we don't need a laugh and a ha-ha and a he-he. Sometimes we just need to come to grips with reality. It's called an ounce of prevention. Yeah. Preventive methods or helpful methods to try to figure out how you can protect yourself against something that could possibly cause harm. So who doesn't want to know about things that could possibly harm us in some type of way, whether it's mentally, whether it's spiritually, or whether it's physically, and especially when it comes to our physical beings. And we want to protect ourselves and our families. So sometimes just, feeling like that's them over there is not the right route to go. Sometimes we have to take this knowledge in for ourselves, because knowledge is something that will cause us to perish. Because I know that God's word says that my people perish for a lack of knowledge. And if you go around thinking that what happened over there, Fukushima, is not related to you in some kind of way, then let's think again. Let's think again. I'm just bringing up the topics. I know this is a hard topic. No one wants to talk about so many issues that are like faux pas. Don't bring that up. It's going to cause so much headaches to you and your channel. Well, this here is just about information. And right here, information is what I consider wealth. Information equals wealth. Wealth to you and your well-being. So let's go back to that. So let's talk about what is Fukushima, just in case you don't know. In 2011, I got my little notes because I want to get it right. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing a piece of information. So I got this from www.cnn.com. And in 2011, Japan's 48 nuclear reactors were taken offline 4 years ago when a tsunami triggered by a massive earthquake sent a wall of water crashing into the Fukushima, and I hope I'm saying this right, Daiichi nuclear plant, and that might be wrong, but it was a Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. And it caused a series of meltdowns prior to the Fukushima disaster. Oh, it caused a series of meltdowns, I'm sorry. Prior to the Fukushima disaster, 30% of Japan's energy was nuclear generated, okay? And they've taken opinion polls since then, and most of the opinion polls show that there is public oppositions to a nuclear restart. As of today, the number 1 reactor has been reactivated. It's Sendai, I hope I'm saying that right, nuclear power plants. So they're restarting up these reactors in these nuclear power plants. So let's see. So let me tell you this. As of now, the city remains uninhabitable. Now, when this initially happened, I was reading on some of it about the farmers in the area and the surrounding area in Japan. The food was not something that, you know, they were eating themselves, but because I guess economically they needed the finances from that, they were still packing up food and, selling it, mislabeling it, so that it looks like it's not coming from Japan's area where the Fukushima happened. Isn't that awful? So that just brings up to me, you know, of course, what are we eating? Is the food safe that we're actually eating and is coming from some areas over there in that surrounding area? What is the radioactivity of that food that that's being sent from over there? But I will tell you this, in a sentence, it was saying that the risk to some of the radioactive levels in the food is considered a low-level threat to humans. Okay, but the question is, what is the risk of long-term exposure to low-level radiation? And according to this particular article that I looked at, it's unclear. So I don't know. I guess, guys, it's just about being aware. Our government is aware of a whole lot of things, and a lot of it isn't being shared with us, the people. And I think it's important that if nobody wants to hear about the news, or maybe some people don't even watch the news because they don't want to hear about bad news. It's always the news. There's no good news in the news. But you want to keep yourself aware. You should be finding something out about what's going on in this world. You should be open to learning and knowing what's happening in the world. And I'm speaking to myself as well. I believe that everybody here on YouTube has something valuable to contribute. And I kind of just did this video because I want the Radical Home Goddess to know that, someone's listening. You appreciate people that bring information to you that you weren't even aware of. It wasn't even a thought until she put that thought in my mind. I knew that Fukushima happened, but it wasn't something that continued to stay in my mentality after it happened. But I see now that, when someone shares something with you, just as I'm sharing this with you, don't take their word for it. You have to go and research it for yourself. And I suggest that you research not only that, but a lot of things that you think you know, maybe you just don't know. Maybe you need to know more. So that's just for me coming to you saying, make sure that you research out information when you receive it to see if the things that are being said are so. Okay? All right. So, yeah, go check out www.cnn.com. And also, I'm going to provide a link to that provides some of the videos that the Radical Home Goddess has done on the Fukushima. And, yeah, y'all can view it. It's really interesting. I must say, you may think that's not interesting. That's not something I want to spend my YouTube time doing. But it really is interesting information. And, that is my shout out. That is my chit chat. That is my shoot the breeze moment. That, hey guys, let's stay on top of what's going on. Let's be aware of what our government is doing and allowing and so forth. And yeah, and when you come across some videos, don't always be so quick not to click on to see what someone is talking about. If it's not makeup related, if it's not food related, if it's something different, hey, nothing's wrong with different. You know, we can all use a bit of seeing other people's perspective on things, because sometimes our perspective sometimes isn't that broad. Open up your mind to be open to receive knowledge and to grow in what you know. All right. So, yeah, that's my encouragement to you today. And of course, please check out the links that I'm going to provide down below. And of course, you can always put Fukushima inside your Google thing, and you'll get all types of information. I suggest you just look over, see what's happening in the world around you. Okay. All right. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you where in my next video. Peace and blessings. Wood. Until next time.